What's up, everybody? It's Cabe Clark here at Clark Sparks Welding. I just finished up the next part of my bed build. I've got the deck all on there, and now I'm ready to start moving on to putting on my skirting. Some of the challenges that I ran into when I was putting on this decking is I transitioned from 3/16 plate on the back to 1/8 inch towards the front. And so whenever I was putting the deck down and trying to transition the plate, I had a hard time getting a smooth transition between the two different sizes. And what I wish I would have done is gave myself, instead of giving myself such a steep transition, so making my plates kind of go like this, I wish I would have dropped it down just a hair to make them a little bit more level, and then I could have did a little bit more sanding to make that smoother. That's one thing that I would have done differently whenever I was doing this portion of the bed. But I got my hole cut for my fuel neck. I got that sorted out, and I got the caps for that, and I got my fuel neck ran the way that I needed to go. I got my hole cut for my acetylene bottle. So the last thing that I'm going to do before I move on to my skirting is I'm going to mark out where I want my oxygen bottles. So that way and I'm gonna weld down the angle iron tabs that's going to keep my bottles in place before I build my oxygen box or my oxygen rack. And the reason why I'm going to do this is just for my convenience, so that I'm not reaching inside this box after it's already built, trying to weld these tabs in the back of the box and making it a little bit harder on myself. That's not something that I want to do. And one thing that I've kind of realized while I've been building this bed is these fabrication projects, these projects that aren't pipe and aren't really structural steel. I mean, it is structural steel, but it's more fabrication than it is just fitting pipe or fitting structural steel. It's the math and the angles and all sorts of things that play into this here. One thing that I've noticed about it is there's a lot of thinking that's involved, a lot of what's common sense, things that I'm going to look over just trying to hurry and finish the bed, that if I just took a minute, slowed down, and focused on what makes the most sense, what's going to be the most convenient thing for me to do, I feel like once you slow down, that helps you speed up a little bit, because you don't spend a whole lot of time struggling, trying to figure things out the hard way. You stop and you think it out before you do it, see if it'll work, and then you try it. And what I found is that those ideas that I take time, think about, they work out so much better than me just flying by the seat of my pants. And so that's what I've particularly enjoyed that about this specific project is none of it's too hard. None of building the welding bed is too hard. Anybody with some pretty basic fabrication skills, or have been doing this welding thing for a little while, they can build a bed. It's not too difficult at all. It just takes a little bit of time and the ability to think. So that's what I've loved about this project, is it's given me kind of a new challenge, made me think a little bit more and do things differently than I normally would not have done. Maybe even take a little bit more pride in my work, because this is going to be something that after it's done, people are going to inspect closely. They're going to look at it. They're going to want to touch it and see this bed in action. And so the more care I take now, in making sure that everything's straight and making sure that everything lines up properly, making sure I leave enough weld to grind down so that when I grind, I'm not digging into the base material and it's flush. All those little things is what is going to make your bed look sharp. You know, you can have a really simple bed and it can look super sharp if you pay attention to those little tiny details. It's those little tiny details that are going to set you apart in everything that you do. Whether it's the way that you dress, the way that you carry yourself, the way that you speak, or even the way that you just simply do your work. The little details are what's going to set you apart. And so think about that whenever you're building a bed or starting something new or just going throughout your day-to-day. Think to yourself, what can I focus on? What are the little things that I can focus on to look sharp and stay sharp? And like I said, I'm not going to go into too much detail on the actual uh, building of the bed itself and film myself welding and cutting and all that stuff. Like I said, you guys have seen it before. No truck is going to be the same putting a bed on it, really. I mean, the measurements are going to be a little bit different. The way that the style of bed that you're going to build is going to affect that sort of thing. So, I mean, a lot of that stuff you just kind of figure out as you do it. But I just basically what I wanted to do with these videos is just highlight a couple of things that I may have done wrong or lessons that I've learned, so that you can focus on those lessons whenever you go to start a fabrication project of any kind. The principles are the same no matter the project. Focus. And so today's lesson that I've learned is focus on the attention to details. Keep it simple, but focus on the details. Let me know in the comment section below what you think those small details are that welders should focus on more in their craft. Thanks for watching the video today, guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel and follow so you can follow along with the bed build and everything else that we got going on. Thanks for watching.